And we're live. Here we go, guys. We're here on Wednesday, our live, and we're going to mention G2E off the start this time rather than hide it in the middle.
That's
So,
all right.
G2E is coming up in October. We have a lot of stuff planned. Proud Monkey and Majestic Slots, or Susan is going to mention where that sign up link is. There are great moderators. We depend on them a lot. They're going to be throwing in links while we're in here. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button now. Don't wait till later. Also, tomorrow I leave for the East Coast, Atlantic City, for tomorrow night. I'm leaving Friday to go up to Foxwoods and Mohegan that I'll be spending the weekend at. I will let you guys know on the community page and in Discord if you're there what I'm doing, where I'm at. And that's all I got.
Oh, wow. That was quick.
I do have one bit of news, though, that I heard. The Rio. So the Rio is now separated from Caesars. They've gone through a renovation. Apparently, it's really nice now. Way less homeless. And so if you are looking to go to the Rio, they are doing a lot of tier matching with a huge amount of free play, like up to $500 if you have a diamond card from Caesars or any platinum card or equal level. So keep that in mind. They said like it goes down from there essentially. So it goes down from like $500 going downward. So you might still get something if you're gold, pearl, or whatever. They're wanting people. They want people there.
Yeah.
Majestic says the Rio is nice. I have not seen it since the remodel because I saw it before the remodel and I'm scared to go back.
Yeah, it was pretty bad before. It was like a ghost town in there. All right, guys. So we will, by Friday, we're going to have a page up on our website with all the details about our G2E meetup and also a link to start signing up. If you want to attend, guys, it's going to be 100% free. You're not going to have to buy a ticket. We are going to request that you let us know that you're going to be there because we're going to have a goodie bag like we did last year. And for whatever reason you're not able to make it, please let us know before we start purchasing stuff for you. But yeah, it's going to be 100% free. We're not trying to make money off of this. We're giving back to you guys, having an awesome meetup at the Downtown Grand. We're going to have a slot tournament. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're really looking forward to it. It's going to be well established this year instead of last year being on crates like we were. It's going to be a lot different, and we're really excited about it. So in a couple of days, by Friday, I will have the page up on the website for you to be able to sign up and see the times of everything that we're going to be doing. So rough schedule right now. Sunday evening is when the things start. For non-members, members, we're actually doing a bunch of stuff during the day on Sunday. So if you want to be a member and you want to join in on that, now's a good time to
definitely
buy into the membership. Yeah, we really appreciate that. But otherwise, we will still have a lot of fun on Sunday night. And then on Monday, we're going to do how Dave and I do the strip. So we're going to play Cherries Jubilee. We're going to go to Park MGM, Bellagio, New York, and show you the machines that we always play when we go to those places and just kind of follow each other around and have some fun on Monday before G2E, which actually starts on Tuesday. And that's when we'll go to the conference hall and see all the stuff. So really looking forward to it. All right, guys. So start asking your questions now. We do have a couple in here. So let's get going.
Oh, okay.
So TJ24 says, thumbnail with Walking Dead. What a good game. I'm not sure which thumbnail. Are there any new Walking Dead versions coming? Old ones are hard to find. I doubt it because the series is kind of fallen out of favor now. The series is gone. All the spinoffs are kind of losing interest. And so I don't see that really coming back anytime soon. And it is hard because those licenses expire and then they remove them from the floor. So, and then the next question, Stinger64 says, on the 3 real Jewel Hunter games, these are the bingo style games, what causes the last gem to pop? The bingo server or the machine itself? So it's actually incredibly simple logic. The way it does it is that if there is, let's say that you get the pattern in order to get 20 credits, which is the T on most games. If you end up getting the T, the game just makes a decision. It randomly picks something. Is there 1 diamond left? If there is, give them the diamond and let them pick. It's all predetermined to get the 20 credits. If there aren't 9 diamonds, then give them something inside of the window, which would be single bar, double, which also corresponds to the 20 credits of the T. So it really just has to do with when the pattern shows up and when the game decides that it's going to give you the diamond instead of just the line hit. Okay, so never chase those. We all know it because we see all of them sitting at 9, and a lot of people are playing those. It makes no difference. It's going to come when it's going to come, and whether it gives you the diamond or just gives you a line hit, it just kind of randomly picks one. Good question, though.
From James Jones, is it me, or has the casino tightened their RPT percentages since the first of the year? It is just you. Casinos rarely change games at all. It is a pain in the ass. It takes up time. They have to get gaming commission out there. Very rarely will a game percentage ever get changed from when it first gets installed. And essentially, there's no reason to. They're making money on it. So if that game is still there, they're making money on it, and they don't really care what the percentage is at because it's still profit. And remember, the national average is still 90% payback.
Yeah, take a look at the games that you're playing, because that could be it. The more volatile games will feel like the payback percentage is changing, but that's not actually what's going on. So, all right, Chuck in Connecticut says, Dave, see you Saturday at Foxwoods. We'll try to persuade Mark to come. Tell him no gambling. We'll just drink beer. So, unfortunately, I canceled my tickets and my hotel and everything a couple days ago. Here's the thing, guys. I just want everybody to know that it is not because I can't do other stuff while I'm there. It's just that I'm going to be thinking about the casino the whole time. And the best way for me to deal with this right now is to abstain completely from going or even thinking about casinos. I'm going to be depressed as hell out there while everybody's in there playing all their favorite games and stuff like that. So this is a personal decision. It's not that I don't want to meet you guys. We will definitely be back and do something really awesome. But right now, I want to stay away, and that's just the decision that I had to make, unfortunately, and that's just the way it's going to go. I know there's a lot of other stuff to do, but,
And it's a good decision, staying away from the temptation, taking a true break. It's a good decision.
Exactly. I think that's the best thing I can deal with this right now. So,
from Penny Pinching, Silver Striker, Cherries Jubilee, which one has better odds? Cherries for sure. Silver Strike's a great game. Play it get those coins, but if you're looking for a game with better odds, Cherries is going to have it. Double Diamond. Silver Strike, I'd say, is a little bit almost like double, triple stars in that range, just because they don't want to give you those coins. And the coins are $10 and $40. So it's not like it's a small hit.
Yeah, and they're all Double Diamond based games. So it plays just like Double Diamond, except it just has the Silver Strike coin feature on it. So, yeah, if you're trying to win, the best odds of hitting 1,000 credits on a 3-credit bet is Cherries. There's just no debating that. But it's jackpot or bust on that game. It really is.
It is. It's there's no in between, really.
And Adam G says, "Hey, Mark and Dave, what do you think makes Buffalo slots so popular, despite the fact that people rarely win big on them? Is it YouTubers and TikTok, or are gamblers just enjoying their familiar slot?"
George and I talked about this. We talked about this in Vegas, and I know what it is.
Go ahead.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
If Buffalo, any version, didn't have the Buffalo, would you still play it? You probably wouldn't, because that's the part that gets everybody. The sound, the Buffalo. Yeah. If it didn't have that, no one's playing it. No one's never playing another version of it because there's nothing catchy about it.
Yeah.
And I really think that plays a huge part in why it's so popular. Same thing with Huff and Puff. If it didn't have the exact same sounds over and over again, would you still play it? I don't know.
Yeah. That's a good way to think about it.
What do you think, Mark? Yeah.
I think that's a large part of it. People, brand awareness, the original Buffalo, if you can find it, is really good to play. It's a very low volatile version of that game. It's the lowest they ever did. But ever since then, it just keeps creeping up, and they've really gone overboard, especially in the volatility department of those games. They are very hit or miss. You just have to hit it at the right time, but they are pretty much money drainers at this point, at least in the short term. So I think it's one of those things that comes and goes, right? Like Buffalo's been around forever, Top Dollar's been around forever, Pinball's been around forever. These are recognizable brands. You think Buffalo, you think Aristocrat, at least that's how we see it. That's their primary game. That's what a lot of people know and recognize Aristocrat by. it may get phased out if they go too aggressive. If they keep putting out new versions over and over and over again, it may just people will get sick and stop playing it. And that's when it'll start to phase out. People stop playing.
There's a good one right here. Should anyone ever really play the $2 Cherries Jubilee versus the $1? Taxes. Yeah, I wouldn't play the $2 because I don't want to pay taxes on it. That to me is the biggest part of playing Cherries Jubilee is no taxes. And everyone who I've ever heard said, oh, I'm trying to get a hand pay. I'm trying to get a hand pay. Why? If I can win $1,000 on Cherries Jubilee, that is like winning $1,200. Actually, more than winning $1,200 and getting taxes taken out. So, yeah, play the $1.
Yeah, very good point. All right, let's see. So Donna says, is it better to play nickel machines or quarter machines? So anytime we get this question about, is it better to play either or, you got to always factor in what's your overall bet? Like what do you feel most comfortable with betting? Okay, if nickels are usually a deceiving thing, just like pennies, because you don't really find 5-cent games where you bet 5 cents. It's usually 5 times 20 or times 40 or times 80, right? So it's a lot more than a nickel machine. Quarters you can actually find in 1 credit, 2 credit, and 3 credit. So you got to really look at your overall bet size. How much are you wagering on the denomination plus or times the multiplier of the credit size, right? How much is that? And then make a decision. Nickel machines are not very popular. There's not a lot of them. If they are, they're part of a multi-denomination machine, like 1 cent, 2 cent, 5, 10, etc. There's not as many standalone 5-cent machines. And so it really comes down to what you feel like playing. The differences between the payback percentage return on those would be so negligible, you'd never be able to figure it out. So consider what your overall bet is. That's how I would approach it, Donna. Thanks for your question. Good one.
I got 2 here real quick.
Go for it.
When are you guys coming to Foxwoods in Connecticut? This weekend, Ed. We'll be there this weekend. And then the other one, I'll be there. I'll be there this weekend. Saturday and Sunday, I will be at Foxwoods and Mohegan. From Unky Tucky. I guess that's how you say that. How far away are we from legalized casinos in Texas? I'm tired of driving to Shreveport. We are at least until 2028 at this point. So our legislature meets every other year. So they're going to have a meeting this year. They're going to have an off year next year. So 2027 would be the first year that they could actually vote casino gambling in. And then it has to go to the vote for the state to be a constitutional amendment, which would not occur until 2028 at the earliest. So there's your hope on that one. How everything's gone this current legislative session, essentially the legislatures are telling the people that there's no interest in casino gaming. So what we all need to do is contact our state legislatures and say, are you stupid? And yes, we want casino gaming in Texas.
All those tax dollars is going away.
Yeah. My representative, Charlie Guerin here, actually introduced a bill for gambling. And when we talked about them saying, hey, all the legislators are saying there's no interest in casino gambling, he's like, that's because they're a bunch of idiots. And that was literally what he said, was they're a bunch of idiots. And I'm like, okay, gotcha.
There you go.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Right between the eyes, right?
Yep.
And Bob Top Dollar coming in
with a
gifted 5 Gamble Smart memberships. So congratulations to all you guys who got a free monthly membership. And Proud Monkey, if you want to go ahead and post that little thing. If you go to our community page, you'll see all the details about how to join our Discord for members, and then also, which is our live chat, and then also all the other goodies that you get. So thank you so much, Bob. Appreciate you, buddy.
Bob, I'm going to play Top Dollar for you this weekend. Just
there you go. And Stro Photo and Video says, hey, Mark, great video the other day. I lost $200 today, and that was my bankroll. In my mind, I had thoughts of chasing, but thought better and walked out to sit in traffic in a rainstorm. Well, I'm very proud of you for doing that. The chase is real, man. It's hard. I thought I had it down. And, like I said in the video, even the most disciplined of us, eventually there will be a certain set of circumstances or variables at play that will get you to lose mine just a little bit, right? We're all like that, or at least most of us are. I can't say we're all like that, but even the most disciplined have issues. But you did the right thing. You left. You didn't go to the ATM and start chasing. You didn't get another $200 out and start playing. You sat in the rain. I think that's a great way to unwind, right? So I'm proud of you for doing that, and it feels good. I told Dave this. I've told Jody, my wife, this. Man, it's now been what, 5 weeks? Yeah, about 5 weeks since I was in a casino last, and it feels great. I really have no drive to be there right now. I'm not doing the things that I used to do where I started thinking about, how am I going to get money together to be able to go and gamble at Windstar this weekend? Maybe I'll sell this and sell that. And it's like, I shouldn't be thinking that way. What I should be doing is selling that stuff and using it to put it towards other things, like with the house and trips with the wife and stuff like that. And that's what I'm focusing on right now. And it feels great, for the first time in a while. So I'm proud of you, man. Good job.
That's definitely good. And from Proud Monkey here, they call the game Buffalo, but aren't they actually bison at the game? Since they have a beard. So American bison are what we know what the Old West called buffalo, because they're using the term from buffalo from Africa, water buffalo, and all those, essentially the same thing. So American bison is what they truly are scientifically, but they were commonly referred to as buffalo, and so that's why the game. There you go. Little history lesson.
Let's see. Oh, Jackie Flack says, how do you get to the community page? So if you go to our YouTube page, like click on any of our videos and go to just our page, you can click on our name and there will be a tab. It'll say like videos, live, shorts, stuff like that. There'll be one that's called community. And that's how you get to that. So good luck.
From Adam's Exploits, Gamble Smart, did you see Brian Christopher is apparently no longer affiliated with the Plaza? He has his contract with the new top gambling sites, not sure which. He has a contract with BetMGM is who he's doing right now. So yes, Plaza parted ways with Brian Christopher. In my opinion, it was almost set up for failure because of where the room was located. It was a much smaller room. It's off the actual casino floor. You have to walk to it separately. The game selection isn't what I would call great. And most likely that's the games he was able to choose. I don't know exactly the whole story. I was never impressed with the room, and mainly it had to do with the size and layout.
I guess it's called Post now, not Community. Sorry about that. So look for
Post. Gotcha.
Looks like Majestic put a link in there. So, and a big shout out to our mods. We got Susan, our longest subscriber ever. I think she was number one. And then we also have Majestic and Proud Monkey in there helping out too. So thank you guys.
And make sure to go check out Majestic Slots. He's in here being our moderator, but he also has his own YouTube channel with a lot of great content too. He just got off a cruise. He's living life. I want to go back on the cruise. I'm tired of real life.
Yeah, you can't escape it though. We're in IT. You know how it works.
Yeah.
Buckeye Slots. How do you guys stay so sane with all the skit hack videos coming out now? Man, it's just, well, I can't say that word here. Yeah, it's rough. Like we were actually talking during the member show where I noticed that there was a short because it got fed to me, and it said how to win at slots, and it had 2.3 million views in just a couple of days, and it was just an AI voice. And it was just an AI voice talking over other people that were playing. It wasn't even their video. And it's like, wow, like, I mean, this is what we've come to right now. So it's a struggle. I mean, we haven't been secretive about it, but it's been very difficult for us this year. I mean, the channel is making less than half of what it was last year at this time, which is puzzling because we have 5 times more subscribers and 10, 20 times more views than we did last year. But that's just the way it is right now. So, it is what it is. I think YouTube is going to start cracking down on a lot of that stuff. At least I hope so, because for us that are, for not just us, but everybody out there that is putting a lot of effort in being in front of the camera and doing the research and creating their own content and stuff, to have other people come along that just do AI voiceovers and steal your videos and you can't do anything about it. It kind of hurts, but that's the world we live in right now, right? That's all we can do. Just hope that YouTube cracks down on it.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
And then here, Bridget Leopold, You guys consider visiting Niskilla in Livingston, Texas as a Class 2 only facility. Bridget, I've heard a lot about Niskilla. I've seen some walkthroughs. It's definitely not something that's high on our list. If we happen to be going to Lake Charles or Coshada Casino again and we pass through Livingston, we'll absolutely stop. But it's not something we're going to make a special trip for to go to that casino just because of its size and kind of underwhelming game selection.
Let's see.
I'll take another one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ario from Jimmy Bell. What casinos in Oklahoma do you like playing? Windstar and Choctaw. That's pretty much the closest ones to us. I actually also like Riverwind up near Norman. And there's another one near Tulsa area that I like. I just can't remember the name of it. But also the Choctaw out near Broken Bow is supposed to be really nice too, and it's on my list to go. This list is a really long list, by the way, people.
That's right. And Shelly Phillips, good to see you. I don't think I've seen you in here before, so welcome. Can you please explain what you mean by level 2 or level 3 casinos and having games with bingo on them? How I know where I'm playing at. So it's called Class 2 and Class 3. Class 2 are the bingo style games, and Class 3 is basically everything else. All the Vegas style casinos, they're all Class 3. And so what's important to you really is it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, right? Play what you enjoy playing. Class 2 is just a different way of generating randomness. So a Class 2 is, you usually know when you're playing a Class 2 because you see a bingo card somewhere on the machine. Usually it's on the top glass or on the bet panel down below. Sometimes you have to go into the game rules to see it. That will let you know that you're playing a bingo server. But what does that actually mean? Like, does it mean anything to you in the short term? And the answer is really no. They're just different ways of creating games of chance that apply to the rules of the state, the tribe, things like that. They're just two different classifications of games. But when it comes to us gamblers playing those slots, we don't think you should get real caught up in that. I mean, if you had a difference between playing Huff and Puff on a Class 2 version and a Class 3, you're not going to notice any difference by playing either one of those, right? And they do that by design. So hope that helps, Shelly. Good question. Thanks for being here.
And low roll in Detroit to Vegas. I just got back from Vegas in the MGM high limit room. They are changing some of the top dollars to multi-denom and reserializing after changing denom. I don't know what you mean by that. Any reason why? Thanks. So the reason they're bringing out all those multi-denoms is that it allows them to have fewer machines with still the denom options. So instead of having a $25 machine and a $100 machine and then another $10 machine, you can have just one machine cover all that. And so if you notice, they did bring back several more machines in multi-denom. So instead before of only having about 5 total, they now have 8, but they're all in different denoms now. So you can pick on one machine 10 through 100, and then another one 5 through 50. So it gives them a little more versatility. That's pretty much why. And, still opt to those games.
And Kestrel with the $10 super chat. Thank you so much, buddy. Thank you for doing the weekday tip posts again. Oh, you're welcome. Oh, crap. I got to do one for tomorrow. Dave, you're on the hook.
I'll come up with something for Thursday night. Friday. I'll come up with something for Friday.
Okay, fair enough. No, thank you, Kestrel. It's a lot of work, but we're glad to be doing it because it's really picking up the pace, getting some people in. So thank you so much for that.
I even had a video that did well. That's amazing. No one ever watches my videos.
That's not true. Don't say that. That's definitely not true.
I get a lot of shorts views though. Like people like the news, especially the one on the the percentage going up. People are asking me, "What's the update on this?" I'm like, "There's no update. The bill just got introduced. There's no update. It's gonna be a while."
That's right. And Be Free says, "How do you manage online bankroll? It's all there." You don't. I'm just kidding.
It's harder.
The way I manage online bankroll, I never play online gambling. I just don't do it because it's too tempting, right? It is all there, and it's so easy to not have breaks, right? Like you
Yep.
can't. It's just too convenient, right? At least with a casino, you have to go there, you have to physically be there in person, and it's a lot easier to put controls and limits in place. But online gambling, that is something I'm never going to get back into personally again, because I just it's very hard to be disciplined in that scenario. So
Yep.
yeah, you have to be a certain level of discipline to be able to maintain online gambling, and it's a big problem right now, especially with sports betting. It's a big issue right now with people, so you got to be more careful.
Definitely, that's true. Especially online casinos, making sure they're legitimate too.
Yeah.
There's from Donnie Z. If we win a jackpot, should we let them take the taxes there, or should we just pay it ourselves? We are not financial advisors. Can't really advise you on what to do. Me personally, I try to take taxes out whenever I can because it keeps me from having to pay for it at the end of the year. So it kind of lowers that, pain threshold, especially now that you can only write off 90% of your taxes. And this starts, I think, your tax year 2026. So your tax year 2025 will be in March, but in 2026 will be the next year. So keep that in mind as well. That's going to be a different hit for a lot of people.
Oh, so many good questions coming in. Thank you so much, guys. Tom G says, I play a double gold progressive. They are side by side and only two machines tied to that progressive. One machine does much better, returning wins to player, but the other always pays, I'm assuming pays less. Here's the thing, though. I guarantee you, especially if they have the same progressive, they must be set to the same return to player percentage. That's not even an option. They can't set one lower and the other higher and share the same progressive. In fact, most that have progressives only have one setting to begin with. So, and that's just from a programmatic standpoint on the slot machine itself. So it may seem that way, but again, it's such a short sample size. Even if you go there and you play that game every single time and you just notice one that seems to just do worse than the other, it's confirmation bias. There's not a big enough sample size to really make that determination. And also, the other thing that goes into that is that you remember it, right? You remember that one just doesn't seem to pay as much, so you end up playing the other one more because you've been convinced that that one's better, and so you don't give that other one a fair shot. You see what I'm saying? It's a mind trick is what it is. But I can guarantee you in that scenario, they are both set to the same payback percentage setting, and they're not fluctuating any different from each other. Good question, though.
And from Mark B, with the rise of game billing influencers and a lot of attention brought to it, specifically slot play, has there been a noticeable uptick in casinos rising up in the U.S.? There's actually been a noticeable downtick. Vegas itself is actually hurting compared to the rest of the United States in revenue. It seems like people are just not going to Vegas as much. They're staying local, they're staying in their states and keeping those gambling monies there rather than traveling. So I wouldn't really say any gambling influencers have had any sort of impact as far as the casinos go, but certain games I definitely would say there was an influencer uptick in, just because of there's more influencers out there and more videos for people to see.
Let's see. And Roland Eyes says, I have a lot of winning sessions on the old version of Wolf Run. Yeah, lots of big line hits, bonus not so great. Is it a low volatility budget builder? Yeah, it's a low volatility game. That's one of IGT's classics. The original Wolf Run. Stay away from the other ones. Wolf Run Eclipse, that's a trap.
That's bad.
Stay away from that
bad.
one. Go with the original if you can find it. That's a very good game to play. Highly recommended that one. Yeah.
So, there we go. Annette from Antway Christensen. Do you know anything about the table game shufflers? Years ago, there were much better hands dealt. Nowadays, they clear out tables fast. There is no difference in shufflers. An auto shuffler, that's the large one with the little barrel on top, is the same function as a regular shuffler. The difference being is the auto shuffler is continuous. It's constantly going, and that's specifically there to keep card counters away. So the shufflers, the only reason shufflers are there in the first place is to speed up the game. Versus dealers shuffling, you get a much faster game. There are games that are going much quicker. I believe when the introduction of auto shufflers first came in, games went from somewhere around 50 hands per hour. Now they're up near 80 to 120 hands an hour. So the reason you're probably seeing tables clear out faster is there's more hands being dealt an hour, and that definitely has an impact. Because I remember when they were shuffling games, actually, and it would be a 6-deck shoe you're shuffling. So they're divided out. They're shuffling. That's when everyone got up and went to the bathroom, whatever else. That's the time. Yeah. So that time's eliminated now. It's just, boom, done. Here's my new set. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, a lot of people have this feeling like they can fix the returns, like they can fix the cards and that, but that would never be allowed in any kind of automatic shuffler. Like they can't have that level of control. And Ryan D has a quick question on your website: slots for home inventory up to date, or do you have other machines not on there available for sale? Also, what's the average length of time from purchase to delivery? So everything that's up there right now is ready to go, meaning that we could ship out the following Monday. But we can get a lot of other stuff. So if there's something specific that you're looking for, I can reach out to my dealers and find out if they have that cabinet and how long it would take to get it to me, things like that. A lot of times I can even get it drop shipped from those dealers to get it there even faster. So the best bet is just to reach out to us. Slot machine purchases is not like going to Amazon and just buying something. We want to make contact with you first and make sure you feel comfortable with it before we go through with anything. So if you do see anything on there or something that you wanted, maybe you see something, but you wanted a different game or something, a lot of times we can actually do that. So just shoot us an email, gamblesmart.gamblesafe@gmail.com, or fill out the contact form on our website, and we'll help you out, Ryan, with anything that you're looking for.
And something, I know we're selling these things, I'm supposed to be positive about it, but I want you to keep in mind, these machines are heavy,
yes,
they're loud, and they're hot, okay? So they are weigh a lot. They make a lot of noise. You don't hear it in the casino because there's music on and everything else.
Yeah.
And they create heat. I've got this one in my room, and it heats the place.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind.
They're really good for you guys in the north in the winter
for sure.
time. They'll cut down on your heating bill.
And from Alfredo Barrera, how about planning a group cruise? I'm a prime on Royal and only gamble on ships. We are working on that. It's something that's not super high on our priority list, but we are working on something for 2026, 2027, making it happen. I would encourage you to gamble not on ships because their payback percentages are probably the lowest you're going to experience. At least that's for sure on our ship. Oh, Mark, by the way, real quick. I just saw 2 TikToks a week apart from each other that their ship left out of Vancouver. One of them was stuck in Juneau for 11 hours, missed going to the fjord completely, and only spent half the time in Ketchikan. The other one was a day 2 still stuck outside of Vancouver because they had engine issues.
Oh, gosh.
Both of them were the Serenade of the Seas. We just missed that by 2 weeks.
I'm never going on that ship again.
Crazy.
No, thank you. Teresa Cienko says, after hand pay, what do techs do when they reset the machine? So they put in their attendant key. It looks like this. They've got his too. So they put in their attendant key and basically clear off the hand pay. It doesn't do anything to the machine. It doesn't change any odds or anything like that. It's basically telling the machine that the hand pay was processed and to clear it so it can continue play. That's all that's going on there.
Yeah, nothing else. And from Richard Jacobs, anybody know how Sheldon from Let's Go Hamp is doing? Sheldon's doing good, focusing on his business, focusing on his family. Chris just got busy with life and family and everything else in school, and it was really just up to Sheldon. And he decided, you know what, I'm okay. They had a lot of success. They're not suffering anything. There's nothing wrong with them. They're all good. Everyone's doing well.
Let's see. Okay, wait, we got to answer the slot questions because I know that we opened up a can of worms here. Monkey Kai says, what sort of continued support do you guys provide if a slot is purchased from your website in the event something breaks, malfunctions subsequent to purchase? So we do offer 6-month warranty on parts for anything that goes out. But for the lifetime that you own the machine, we will support it, meaning that we will help you get it working again. Even after that 6 months, if you need to get a part to replace, we'll do a video for you showing you how to replace it and stuff like that. We don't want you to get stuck with a dead weight, because that's what these can turn into if you don't have that level of support. And this is kind of a PSA for a lot of people out there. We have a lot of people that contact us and say, yeah, but your prices are just a lot higher than what I find on Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist and stuff like that. You got to understand that we do things differently here. If you are the kind of person that likes to tinker and wants to learn this trade, then buy them on Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist and places like that. But you got to know what you're getting into, because those people are not going to support you. And there is a lot to these things. And a lot of it doesn't have manuals. There's not a manual you can go to. So you really need that contact to help you out. And so that's what we provide on any of the machines. Not only do we fully refurbish them to the best that we possibly can. They're used machines, guys. A lot of them come out of very disgusting casinos. But we clean them out the best we can. We get them out to the best that they can possibly be before they go out the door. And we stand behind it. So if you have any issues or anything like that, we're here to help. And that's just the way that we want to do things. We're not a mass market. Like, we're not. That's why there's not a lot on the website right now, because we're not prepared to do that. We just want to have a one-on-one relationship with everybody that buys a machine. And the only way we can do that is to kind of keep our volume low and steady at this point. So.
And also, I haven't been able to be down there to help lately. So
yeah, it's that.
Life has been hammering me hard up here. I know. Where was this one from? Where'd it go? There's Julie. You always have great videos, Dave. Thanks, Julie. It's one of those things where it's like any artist doesn't like their own work. It's like just one of those things.
He's always beating himself up.
It's just, you're like, it could be better. Oh, this is horrible. DB, if I'm your tax guy, you're going to go to prison.
Oh, man.
I am horrible at math, and that does not work out well.
One last question I'll answer on the slot thing, and then we'll move on, about electric bill and stuff like that. They don't require, at least the ones that we sell, they're like running a computer. If you have a desktop computer, it's using the same wattage there. We do recommend that you leave them on all the time if you possibly can. That's the way they were designed and built. You can still turn them off if you need to, but just leave them plugged in, because there's batteries in there. When those go dead, bad things happen. So,
yeah, that's true.
But yeah, it doesn't really increase, but it needs to be in a cooled place, if that makes sense. If you get one or two machines, you'll be fine. But if you're in here like me, where sometimes we have 10 machines going, it really heats up the place really fast. All right, let's get back to some questions.
All right, from Justin H. I would love to come to G2E, but airfare is over $500. I love the new Dracula slot machine. I hope they come out with a new one. Keep on looking out that airfare. Airfare is changing, fluctuating constantly. I think you'll see a lot of good sales before G2E happens, so keep an eye on that. Dracula just came out. This year at G2E, we might see a new game, and I'm excited to see if they have something, but I would kind of be shocked if we saw a new Dracula Frankenstein game. I would really kind of be shocked about it right now. That seems really close together.
They're going to keep playing into that, yeah, for sure.
Oh, for sure. They're going to have something, and I don't know what it is. It's not going to be werewolf, because there's a werewolf game that's very popular, and I don't think they'd copy that, although they could easily do that. And they wouldn't be a mummy, but Creature from the Black Lagoon, I think, would definitely be a good one.
Yeah,
I kind of see that.
But IGT did that one, so they may have the rights to it.
Oh, that's true. Good point.
I don't know. All right, Gabriel says, question, on many Wonka games, each reel space looks like an independent reel, meaning when it scrolls, it doesn't look like a continuous reel strip, but each space is scrolling randomly. Just visual. No, it is exactly what you described. Each one of those squares is a reel. You know where else you see this? Dragon Links, Lightning Links, Dragon Cash, all those games. It's the same thing during the bonus round, the hold and spin. Each one of those squares turns into a virtual reel, and that's why you see things flash through instead of being like in grids or rows. So that means that, especially on the Wonka games, there is actually an RNG pool for every single square that is on that machine, on that game. So it gets pretty crazy with those, because it makes it a lot more difficult sometimes to hit things, because you got to think about what the RNG has to pick from to get a line hit all the way across, if that makes sense. So good eye. You're exactly right.
And from Study Boy, I went to Windstar, and down the rabbit hole I go chasing. It always makes me feel terrible. just keep learning from it, okay? Learn from it and do a little better each time. We all go into the chase. It happens. That's the way the machines are built. It's really hard to stop, but once you're able to stop once, it gets easier to stop again and again. Just keep working on it. Don't beat yourself up over it. Just keep getting better each time.
And John Conti says, do you ever mess with the 3-reel every machines like Wild Wild Jim, Signature, or the older cabinets? The only ones we ever mess with is Zoltar. Just because we like that one. But
I like Zoltar.
There's some, but what I don't like about them, and we love Every, and I love that they're continuing the 3-reel games, but the teasing is atrocious. Like those games, the 3-reel games that they put out, it's just tease after tease after tease, and it's just too much for me. I just don't like all that teasing. So that's just a personal preference, though. Some people love it.
Oh, there's a good one from J-Man95. We always talk about things we wish Vegas would bring back. What's something you are glad is gone? Much love. For me, and this is just because I found it to be just trash. It was trash all over the place. It was all of the free magazines. You know the magazine I'm talking about. Those free ads everywhere. And the card slappers used to be way more prevalent. They used to be everywhere. There would be a line of 20 of them that you'd walk down.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that they really cut down on those, completely got rid of those magazines that were everywhere. Although it was great to see one open, you're like, hey, how you doing? But at the same time, it was trash everywhere. And it was just not great. So I am glad to see that those are gone. And I'm definitely glad that they cracked down on the card clackers. I do wish they completely get rid of them just because they're annoying as hell.
I'm glad all the 3-card Monty and Pick the Ball, the shell game, and all those are gone too. Those used to be everywhere on the strip.
Those used to be everywhere. They totally be everywhere.
Yep. Let's see. Oh, I keep forgetting to mention this. Thank you, Robin. We are the only place that offers 24 months 0% interest on slot machine purchases. So if you want to spread it out a little bit, that's something we do offer. All right, I just want to mention that real quick. Robin's always getting on to me for not mentioning that because I think it's pretty good. It makes it a lot easier, guys, to get one in your home. All right. Let's see. George Perez says, went to my local casino with $150, tried 2 machines, $25, lost on both, and went home with $100. That's some dedication there, man. That's some good discipline to just get up and walk away. That's literally the hard thing to do, especially when you play, at that level. And there's nothing wrong with doing that every now and then. Like every now and then, Dave and I will come along and say, let's each split $100 on a $25 machine. It sounds crazy, right? Because we usually don't play that high. But what we do is we play that each. We split it and we play it, and then we walk away. We don't keep feeding the money into it. And that's where people really slip up when they start betting high in high denominations, is that they fall victim to the chase very quickly. And so they just keep putting money in. But if you want to just do we call it a side swipe, where we just walk by a machine and you're like, oh, look, there's 1 diamond left on this $25 machine. You want to do $100 each and split it? We'll do it. If we lose, we'll walk away. And you have to be able to do that. So well done there. And let's see.
Sorry again, got to reply.
No, you're good. You're good. I got it, man. And 45 RPM says, I'll be visiting family in the fall and staying downtown in Vegas. I'm old school. Well, you listen to 45 RPM records, right? So I'm old school, so I need to find the red, white, and blue. Want my bars and sevens. I don't know where I've seen that before. I don't even think Four Queens has it.
Red, white, and blue?
Red, white, and blue sevens. That is probably one of the old school games. That's one before Double Diamond was even a thing.
It
wasn't
at Four Queens.
It wasn't at Four Queens.
Green Valley Ranch had one.
Did they? Okay.
They had one, and I think it was in dollars. I want to say it was in dollars.
Yeah, that's definitely
Green
a good
Valley
one
Ranch.
to play. If you can find it. It's definitely old
hard
school.
To find. Like that game was hard to find. And it's like Cigar, it stands out.
Yeah. Low Roll in Detroit says, isn't that in New York? I have not seen it there. I could be wrong, but I don't think I've seen that there. Okay,
Here's one from Yoli Ortiz. There used to be more channels playing live at casinos. Is there a reason why they're not playing as much?
Wi-Fi.
Channels come and go. Yeah, channels come and go like you wouldn't believe. So there's a lot of channels that just sort of drop off. It happens. Everyone says, "Oh, this is a great idea. Let's try it." Until you're actually doing it. Until you realize that if you're making slot videos, you're spending almost a bare minimum of $100 to make a video. And maybe you're breaking even on that, and maybe you're making money on it, but what you spend on that video is almost never going to be equal to what the video makes. And Lucky Ginger slots and Lucky Jewel slots, they will tell you the same thing. It's, this is one of those things, like, you do it because you enjoy it, not necessarily because you're going to get rich on it. Believe me, you're not going to get rich on it.
That's right. Let's see.
I don't know why Donna's bringing 4 cups of coffee with her, but when she starts running, you don't get in her way.
That's right. And Logical Misery says, is playing one line on a 5-line game like Triple Star is going to be the same math as a dedicated 1-line version? No, but it's close. And the reason it's different is because of what it pays. If you see that each line, by getting the 3 Triple Stars, pays different. Like, if you get it along the first line, it's 1,000. If you get it on line 2, it's 2,000. Line 3, it's 4,000. If you see that, then you're actually being punished by not playing all 5 lines in that way. But if all of them are the same except for maybe line 5, it's very minimal difference, right? And so we always try to recommend on the 5-liners to play all 5 lines, especially on the double diamond. If you find the double diamond, you definitely want to do that because those do hit more often than you would think. I mean, it's not guaranteed, of course, but they do hit more frequently. And you're going to hurt yourself and kill yourself because we've seen it. I've had pictures emailed to me from people that are like, they have the 3 double diamonds going on line 5 and they were only betting 1 credit. And they emailed me and said, would I have gotten it? And the answer would have been, yes, you would have gotten it. So, you got to be careful with that kind of stuff. But if there's no advantage to betting all 5 lines, then just play a single line on that. It'll be fine. You just got to look at the glass.
From Chuck in Connecticut. Who is Apollo that bought IGT and putting former chief of Aristocrat as CEO? So Apollo is actually a group that was formed by the owner of Venetian. Venetian is a private entity within Las Vegas. It's one of the actually very few. And he decided he was going to buy Every and IGT. He pulled Every into IGT, so now they're one company. And the eventual plan, I believe, is to take IGE private again. So we'll see how that goes, but they just got the full approval on that. It all just happened recently within the last few weeks. And so Every is now no more. They're under IGT. IGT's lottery business got spun off completely independently. So it was not part of the sale. So there you go.
Let's see. Nate, Mark, what type of bulb do you recommend to keep older S2000 real strips from fading? LED, soft light, red, no bulb.
No bulb. They're all going to
take them all out if you're worried about it. Supposedly LEDs are the worst, although they look the best. They'll take even old reel strips and make them look a lot better. But the soft white is probably, or even the incandescent ones are probably your best bet when it comes to that. But yeah, it's tough. Like those are just the worst thing you can do on any of those games is to leave it sitting on without the reel spinning for a long time. And I call this the COVID effect because after COVID, there were tons of machines that hit the market that I got where certain symbols on the reel all looked good except for one was completely washed out. And the reason is because the machine was disabled.
Just sitting there.
And sitting right there on that light for a year before it came back on and it blasted it out. So as long as you keep them spinning and rotating and you're playing the game, it's not going to happen as much as you think it would. So good question, though.
Good one from Kelly Akers. I rarely go to Windstar and mostly play VGT machines red screens. I was just wondering why VGT doesn't make those machines in Class 3. It would be nice to play red screens in Vegas or cruises. Uh, Essentially, the answer is you can't have a VGT in Class 3. The red screens wouldn't be possible because they're happening from pattern matches, where in Class 3 they'd be an RNG. So we have many games in Class 3 that do free spins and random free spin games and all that. But in VGT land, they have to match patterns in order to make those red screen possible. So it just wouldn't be the same in Class 3. Also, there's not a whole lot of themes, I think, that would translate over to Class 3 successfully. Even if they were to do a money bags in Class 3, I really don't think the theme would catch on. I just don't think that the following is there enough in Class 3 to actually make that happen. But you do see a lot of Class 3 games getting ported into Class 2 now.
That is definitely true. We're going to see that a lot at G2E this year.
Yep.
Mike Frederick says, hey, Mark and Dave, just wanted to ask you, is it better to play an old school slot machine that's been on the casino floor for a long time to hit a jackpot compared to a new machine? So the age of the machine doesn't have anything to do with it. So the machine, but I know this is hard to believe, guys, but the machine behaves exactly the same on spin number 1 that it does on spin number 982,000. It's not changed in any way. It's the exact same odds. The probabilities are the same. Nothing has changed on that game. It doesn't matter who's played it, how many jackpots have been hit, whether it's in a losing cycle, winning cycle that people talk about, hot and cold, all that. It doesn't make any difference whatsoever. What you have to look at, though, is the game theme. And that the volatility is really the important factor that you have to think about these days. In general, the older style games all were pretty low in volatility. It's just the way they came up. But then people wanted to see more risky. They wanted to do riskier bets. They wanted to get those gigantic bonus rounds on a $3 bet. That's what people wanted to get. Well, they can't keep the volatility low and still give you gigantic bonus rounds. There has to be a trade-off. And that trade-off there is to make it very hard to get the bonus. So it's high in volatility. So you have to look at things like that. Like that's the difference between older school games and newer school games. Because the newer ones, you know, they're trying to get you to chase. They're trying to, God, if I just get the bonus, I can get a great bonus and everything will be okay, right? That's just what people want to play. Fine. They want the risk. They want the risk. That's what people have told everybody by playing those games. That's what they want to play, and that's why you've seen that progression over the years. Good question, though.
And this is from Tglip24. Dave, have the cheesecake at Junior's at Foxwoods. Here's a little known fact about Dave. I hate cheesecake.
Yeah.
I get sick when someone even mentions cheesecake. My mom actually had a cheesecake business for a number of years, over 100 flavors, and I tried them all. I'm sick of cheesecake.
Wow.
Goldschlager cheesecake. Did you know Goldschlager cheesecake is possible? My mom does. She made one.
Oh, looks like my wife's trolling in here already.
Oh,
you ain't
crap,
home
you're in
yet?
trouble.
When are you going to get home? I still got to do tomorrow's tip. All right. Let's see. George, is it normal when I walk into a casino, I feel like walking to an arcade? It's an adult arcade. That's what it is.
It does seem more arcadey than usual.
I mean, arcades these days are just as bad with these ticket redemption games, you know. It's definitely an adult arcade.
Did we talk about Downtown Grand Gambler Retreat special prices? Michelle, I don't know what you mean, unless that you're talking about the Downtown Grand special that they're having. That was just announced that Downtown Grand is doing a special package. They came out with an all-you-can-drink package, kind of like an all-you-can-inclusive package. This new one is a $99 a night, includes free play, food credit, and all that. So essentially, you're buying a room and you're getting kind of your comps up front from them. I think more of these are going to happen. We've seen it with Circa. We were going to see it with Plaza. I have just feeling that more of these downtown properties are going to get more competitive like they used to be.
And Tim Crane says, I was playing a 5-line $1 top dollar and only betting 1 credit, 3 spins in, hit the top dollar, changed to max bet, the next spin, hit the top dollar again. It paid out $250. Yeah. Bet you want to make that mistake again, right?
Tim, that hurts my soul.
Yeah. Yeah. Believe me, Tim, you're not alone. Dave and I constantly send each other videos on YouTube of people that are not betting enough to get the top dollar bonus. And the one I found yesterday, they were like, "Come on, top dollar! Oh, it almost hit." It's like you were never going to get it. You weren't betting enough.
You're betting 2 credits a spin, and
when you need
a message Mark right away is like, "Yeah, that hit on line 3 should have been a huge tell for them." And then when they got the hit on line 5 and 4, I'm like, "You guys, come on, wake up!"
I know. Read the game rules, people.
Read the game rules,
please. All right.
Yeah, you started to get the one from Kevin Deal.
Dave, why don't you tell everybody again your schedule for Foxwoods this weekend?
Okay, Foxwoods schedule. All right, here we go. So tomorrow I fly out. I will be flying into Philadelphia. I'll be driving to Atlantic City. I'll be staying at Borgata. I believe Adam Exploits will already be there. He's going to be there like around 3 o'clock. I'm trying to get on an earlier flight, Adam, so I'm hoping to be flying out standby at 10 a.m. And that would put me into Philly like around 2 and, should be around Atlantic City area, somewhere around that 6 p.m. mark, right? 5 p.m., somewhere around there. So I'll be at Atlantic City, Borgata from Thursday night until about 10 p.m. And then I'm going to bed because I have to get up early in the morning. And I have to meet NJ Slot Guy in Newark. We're going to go around Newark and see all the Sopranos places. And then we are going to be driving to Foxwoods, where we'll be staying the weekend. I'll be splitting time between Foxwoods and Mohegan with NJ Slot Guy and Old School Slots and whoever else comes. I think Jim's coming. I know Donna's going to be there. Wouldn't miss Donna. I think Craig in Connecticut is going to be there. I know Firefly's going to be there. So I know we're going to have a big group. And I will let you guys know on the post section of our YouTube channel, and if you're a member, I'll let you know in Discord. I will be as good as I possibly can be about where I am and where I'm going.
There you go.
Of course, I do know I already have to work because that's what I've been texting with work. Never get away with it.
KFC Manager, was it really you I chatted with earlier on Discord? So, yeah, it was me. There's your proof.
Wait a minute.
That was definitely me.
You think there's another guy named Mark who's hanging out on our Discord? We can't afford to have some intern impersonating us.
You got to be careful these days.
It is totally us.
Yep.
Oh, we got a new member, Unky Tucky.
Hey, thanks, man. You've been around for a while, so I appreciate you doing that. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Where are we? Oh, I missed one here. Some James Jones. James, we are trying to get this answer. We really are. We just can't really comment because we don't know as much. Essentially, historic horse racing works the same as the bingo games. They're using old horse racing results to get that randomness happening in that machine. That's pretty much the essential of it. We're hoping to have more info as we get more info. We just haven't found anyone with HHR to talk to. We keep open to.
Maybe this year's the year at G2E.
Maybe this
we'll find somebody.
And at least from Jackie Flax, where is Silver Strike? The Silver Strike games you can find all over downtown Las Vegas. There's 1 or 2 in the Plaza. There's at least 5 or 6 in Four Queens. I want to say there's 1 and 2 in California, maybe 1 in El Cortez. So they're around that area. But I don't know where they are outside of Vegas.
All right, let's see.
I'm going to take this one real quick because this is a good one. EJ laughs a lot. I'm hearing the influencers say, never leave a machine after a win. Of course, we know it's BS, but confirmation bias keeps going. It drives me nuts. It drives me nuts, too, because just walk away. Take the money and run. Do your 2 backup spins, 3 backup spins, and walk away. Take the money. Go play something else. Come back later and play the same machine if you want.
Yeah.
Never leave a heater.
Yeah, anytime you hear, like Dave and I just cringe because, we understand why people feel that way, but it's not I'll never leave this machine's hot. Why would you leave that machine? You got to keep playing. Maybe you should up your bet. It's a hot machine. It's paying. It's a winning machine. You hear all that kind of stuff, and we see the other side of that because we know it's not intentionally doing that. But when they say that, it's training other people to think that way. And you could probably see the inherent danger in that, right? Like you feel that machine is hot. You got 3 bonus rounds within a couple of spins. You should probably get out of there because you got really lucky, because the odds of hitting the bonus may be 1 in 40 spins, and you got it 3 times within a couple of spins. That doesn't mean it was intentionally giving it to you. It could be another 40 spins or 100 spins or 200 spins before you get it again. So anytime you get in the luck streak like that, be ready to get out, right? Don't think that the machine is in some kind of state where it's going to continue to give you what you just got. It's not going to ever be that way. That's just not how slot machines are programmed to work. So always be in consideration of that.
And Freeman Smith, how do you choose what slot machine to play? There are so many, it's overwhelming at times. If you watch our videos, you see we play the same stuff over and over again because we have the same thing. I don't want to go out and try a new game, but I do. I do play a lot of different games. I do try some of the new stuff to see how it plays. If I like it, I try not to go into it and say, oh, I'm not going to like this. I pretty much come to the conclusion by end of playing the game as if I win or lose, I still don't like the game, but I played it. But play games you like. I play a ton of double top dollar. That's a lot of what I play. 90% of what I play is double top dollar. That's just the way I am. Find a game you like. Pick one that appeals to you. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's 3 reel. If it doesn't matter if it's a video slot. Play ones that you enjoy for entertainment. Don't play them just like, oh, I'm going to make money on this machine. No, enjoy it. Play, have fun. Ooh, that also reminds me. Tomorrow, my slot span interview comes out where I'm discussing comps and the 3-spin method, 3 to 5 spin method, advantage players, because I saw Kevin Farrell's question there about the vultures over at Windstar. We talk a lot about those advantage players, how those players are giving advantage players a bad name. When any casino or property or anything like that talks bad about advantage players, they mean the gangs that we see at Windstar. When I was in Vegas for World Series of Poker, I saw the same group of people. The one AirPod in, dead giveaway. They're going around checking the advantage games. And I'm making comments to them, telling them about hey, I'm on Regal Riches. I'm getting up and leaving. It's at 74 on the Wild. I know they know what they mean, but they just sort of walk away. And I sit there and watch them walk back to the game. I'm like, okay. But I didn't experience any of the vultures like you do at Windstar. And I'm hoping they're localized to small groups because they definitely give the rest of those advantage players a bad name.
Yep.
But that's tomorrow on Slots Bang.
Yeah. I'll put out a post to remind you guys to go watch it because there'll be a premiere so we can all watch it together. Julie G68 says, it may just be me, but the new machines now look like arcade machines. I'm not a fan of them. It's not just you. A lot of people feel that way. They're trying to appeal to a different generation, right? I got to say, because I have this cabinet behind me, I love these games, but I don't want to put money on them. I like playing them here because they're entertaining. The sounds are great. The visuals are great, that kind of stuff. But I never want to put money on the line to play them because they're very high in volatility and it's hard on some of them. And so what they're trying to do, in my opinion, when they design games is to keep you entertained so that you forget about the credits. If they can keep you captured with the visuals and the bonus rounds and all that kind of stuff, then you're more likely to just keep playing because you are getting more entertainment value out of it. And you may start to forget about your bankroll. Where if you're playing a dumb old double diamond machine, you're definitely going to know every single spin how much credits you have left because it's a boring game. There's a lot of dead spins. It's not wow, there's not really cool sounds with it and all that kind of stuff. But it's still one of the better games to play overall. And so you got to just kind of factor that in. There is a dividing line there of people that love the old school games, and then love all the new fancy stuff. And I think we'll all be there for a while. Hopefully we don't scare all the old people off with playing the old school games, because then they'll start taking them out. They already are, but it could get worse. We'll see.
That's true. And Jane, I'll be in New York next month. What slot game do you recommend I play? So there are $2 double top dollar games. There's $1 regular top dollar. There's a $5 top dollar and a $5 double top dollar outside the high limit room. There's also 2 inside the high limit room. They have about 6 old school machines left. They kind of thinned those out a lot. I believe Tabasco's still there. I think it's a 5 times and a 10 times and a couple others, but they've thinned those out quite a bit. On the other side of the casino, toward that Italian restaurant there at the end, they've got 4. One's a Tabasco, one's like a double diamond, and in back near the main entrance where the you can kind of lead to that hotel bar that's near lobby, there's about 10 machines, and a couple of those are quarter 5-liners.
They took a lot of those out, I heard.
Oh, I didn't check last time I was there.
I think that whole bank is gone over there.
That sucks so bad.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, there's a lot of great games in New York. Look around, do a lap. There's some fun stuff.
Definitely.
And check out all those Frankensteins. They're all there. Oh, and Mark, the Frankensteins at the Windstar non-smoking room.
Oh, yeah, you showed me that.
I sent you that picture. It's like 5 of them. I'm like, this is great. I don't have to walk all the way up there.
Now they just need to put all the top dollars in there. We'll be done.
We can actually play on a live Frankenstein without losing connection.
That's right. Oh, man. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up because I still got to do the tip for tomorrow. I have no idea what I'm going to do. And then I'm excited. I have not seen my wife in almost 3 weeks now, so she'll be home very soon. So I want to be able to spend time with her. So, guys, thank you so much for joining tonight. We really do appreciate it. We had almost 400 interviews in here today.
Awesome.
It was really great. Good to see you guys. Thank you so much for being here. If we didn't get to your question, I think that might be a hint on what my tip's going to be for tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. But, guys, as always, gamble smart.
Gamble safe.
And we'll see you guys very, very soon. Take care, and thanks for joining us tonight. Really appreciate you.
Have a safe weekend, guys. I will try to.